Visiting Portland, Maine has so much to offer. By seeing the coastlines, Maine provides easy access for those wishing to explore the island. Eating seafood and seeing lighthouses is something that makes us feel the history of Maine. We are at Cape Elizabeth in Portland, Maine. There's a restaurant with an amazing view of the ocean and lighthouses called the Lobster Shack. Because the parking is not public parking, in order to park here, we are required to order food. So we decided to order some snacks. Let's check this out. There are a lot of seats inside and outside the restaurant, so there's a lot of opportunity and choices for where you want to sit.
Oh, here we go. Good afternoon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in Maine. This is a place called Cape Elizabeth. It's famous for its lighthouses. And then we're also stopping at a place, and this is a lobster restaurant they have right at the Cape. So we're going to try this out, and this is what we got. So the first thing we got is we got some scallops. These are fried scallops with French fries. Here we have a fish burger, and you got a nice big plump piece of fish there. You have, this is a local East Coast favorite called a whippy pie, chocolate and cream. We have a turnover here. Apple turnover right here. So we're going to try everything right now. So let's try the scallop first. Oh boy, look how juicy that is. You stick that right in there. You see the juices on the scallop. You can see how moist it is. All right, so let's break this open. Oh, look at that. Look how moist that is. That's a nice little scallop. Nice little coating of breading on there. So let's try that. Here we go. Mmm. Hot. Soft in the inside. The breading. Just the right amount of breading, just a little bit, give it a little crunch on the outside, and the juicy scallop on the inside. Oh, delectable. This is a delectable little scallop there. Actually, not little, they're pretty big. It's a pretty big size scallop. Mmm. Pretty good. Mmm. The scallop is really juicy. It's actually kind of sweet, which is good. I've never had a scallop quite like this. My guess is probably what a New England scallop is like. Really good. Look at that. Try the French fry. Next, we're going to try the fish burger. This is what the fish burger looks like. They have a nice piece of fish. I believe this is haddock. And then they give you some like a relish mayonnaise dressing, and then you have some lettuce. So let's try this fish burger. Here we go. Fish is very flaky. Same kind of breading it had on the scallop. But oh boy, it's still juicy on the inside. Plus they put tartar sauce in there. The tartar sauce goes really good with fish. So a nice little sandwich there. Really good. Okay, so next we have some dessert items. So this is a homemade apple pastry. Has some nice cream there. You have the flaky crust. We're gonna take a piece of that off. Wow, well, let's just try this. Wow. The cream tastes almost like a frosting. And the apple is very solo. And the pastry is very, very flaky pastry. Well, it's a really good dessert. And they put some powdered sugar on top too. It's a nice little topping. So what we have here is a whoopie pie. It's chocolate cake and then it has cream inside. So let's try this. This is an East Coast favorite. Tastes like a chocolate cake. Kind of unique. Very fresh. Not too sweet, which is nice. Not too sweet. It's very moist, very soft. The cake is very moist too, as you can tell just looking at it. It's a moist, look at that, it just falls apart right there. It's a nice little cake. This is why people in New England like this. Whoopie pie. Maybe because after you eat it, you go, whoopee! And last but not least, this is a raspberry turnover. It also has the similar type of cream as you saw in the apple turnover. And it has a flaky crust also with the powdered sugar. But they put a lot of cream in there. And oh man, look at that. Look inside there. Oh boy, cream and filling. And if you're a raspberry lover, it looks like it's fresh raspberry. So let's try this. I've always been a big fan of apple turnovers. I've had cherry turnovers, but I've never had a raspberry turnover with cream. So it's really good. It really adds to it. And the nice thing about this cream they use, it's not overpowering. It's not too sweet. It's just a subtle, smooth cream that goes very well with the flaky pastry. Nice, nice dessert. And I think the reason they call these turnovers is it's good like this, but then you turn it over and it's still pretty good. Just as good turning it over. So we're at Two Lights. This is Cape Elizabeth in Maine. And if you look around me, it looks like there's wood, but it's actually rock. And this is what the water has done. And here's a little piece to kind of show you what it looks like. It's actually a piece of rock, but it looks almost like a piece of wood. And this is what it's done. It's actually shaped it over time, so it looks like just wood. So it's interesting what the environment has done to Cape Elizabeth. So this is like marbling that's happened to the rock, so it looks almost like wood over time.
The rocks are part of a single geologic formation. It used to be referred as the Cape Elizabeth Formation, but geologists now call it the Kittery Formation, which can be found along the coast of Maine and New Hampshire.
So we're at Two Lights in Cape Elizabeth. There's a lighthouse behind us. This is what we came down here for, but they said you can't reach it. There's actually two lighthouses. One is privately owned and one's owned by the city, so we can't actually see the lighthouse. Oh, you know what? I see one over there. Let's go check this one out. All right, we found a lighthouse, but you know what? They look a lot bigger up front. I don't think it's a real lighthouse. But hey, at least we got to see one, right? So we just left the Portland Lighthouse on Elizabeth Cove. They wouldn't let us in. We tried. So now we're going to Spring Lighthouse and we're skirting along the Casco Bay. And this is a road that skirts along the Casco Bay. So it's a nice little ride. It kind of reminds us a little bit of the big drive you can take while you're going to Hawaii. So beautiful homes, beautiful trees, beautiful day, and we're basically taking a lighthouse tour from lighthouse to lighthouse.
There are 65 lighthouses along Maine's coastal inlets and islands. Originally, the lighthouses were built to signal the mouth of the harbor, a much-needed beacon for storm-tossed sailors. Today, the lighthouses have become icons of coastal Maine. However, we're not going to visit all 65.
So we arrived at the Spring Point Lighthouse in South Portland. And there is the lighthouse right over there. What you see in front of us is Fort Scammell. This was built in the early 1800s and it was a defensive fort in which America was fighting the Second War of Independence against England in the War of 1812. So if you look out there, it looks like possibly a mermaid. Oh no, it's just a woman swimming. Never mind. All right, we're at the jetty, and this is leading us to Spring Point Lighthouse. The jetties are really cool. They have quite a few in New England, especially Maine. In my younger days, I used to go fishing off jetties for mackerel, called mackerel jigging. But today, we're just checking this out, and we're going to look at this lighthouse.
The Spring Point Lighthouse was built to warn sailors of the dangerous ledge that extended into the main shipping channel of Portland Harbor. Several high-profile shipwrecks pushed steamship companies to campaign the building of a lighthouse. It began in 1895 and was eventually finished in 1897. From where we are, we can see in the distance the lighthouse at Cape Elizabeth. This is where we were earlier, but we were unable to get close up, and that this lighthouse is considered private property.
All right, hello Maine. We are back. So I used to go fishing out here, and now I'm here with my family, and we're just kind of relaxing and checking it out. And we're in South Portland. We got a lighthouse in front of us, cool ocean breeze, and everything's looking good. So what you see is this is one of the boat tours they have. They have them going along Casco Bay and skirting along the coast of Portland. But it's easier the way we did it, so we didn't have to pay money for it. We just take our car and get to enjoy the jetties and the ocean breeze without having to pay for a tour. But if you want to do that, you want to be on a boat, that opportunity is there for you.
We are in lighthouse number 3. This is the Portland Breakwater Lighthouse, also known as Bug Light. This is considered one of the smallest lighthouses, and you can see it right behind me there. And it's kind of small, like a little bug. Let's go check it out. The lighthouse began construction in 1855 as a wooden structure. This ended in 1875, but was later replaced with cast iron plates. The design was inspired by Corinthian columns that could be found in Athens, Greece. going to wrap it up. I want to give you a big thanks to you for watching. Please remember to give a thumbs up. If you like this video, please share it with family and friends. And also share your experience if you've ever been to Portland, Maine, or seen any of the lighthouses. Please subscribe, and if you have not, be sure to check out all our videos. And again, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.